Honestly, a lot of people do things that they observed others do or they think is normal. But as you grow up, you got to realize, no, not so much. It's not normal. And you should seek help with anger management. What's up and welcome back. Welcome to the only tri-monthly review of r/gaming. That's about all I can handle before wanting to Alt F4. Alright, the happiest gamer's happiest day. Oh, okay. Maybe overkill with the 4090 and the PS5. Kind of makes you wonder what's in this other bag as well. There's a lot of nice things in this world that money can buy. Geralt is here to give you guys some friendly advice. Breaking your controller when you lose is not normal, and you should seek help with anger management. That's awful ironic, isn't it, Geralt? I'd say he's the cause of some broken controllers. I heard a story about a guy who always watched like college basketball, and when things were going his way, he'd just rip the TV off this mount on the wall and smash it, and have to go buy another 55-inch TV. I mean, you live your life how you want. Better than hitting your family or something, but damn. Honestly, a lot of people do things that they observed others do or they think is normal. But as you grow up, you gotta realize, no, not so much. It's not normal, and you should seek help with anger management. For the true gamers, if you use cheats, hacks, or mods for an advantage in an online multiplayer game, consider yourself garbage. There is no changing my mind. Fair enough. I once tried to build a lag switch though, back in like Modern Warfare 2 days, just to see if it would actually work. But my internet was so dog shit that I was never the host. It was never gonna work. I joined the Air Force just before this was announced. My 4-year contract has already expired. Elder Scrolls 6. I'd kind of forgot that it was announced in the first place at this point. It's not that uncommon for a huge title like that to take well over 4 years. I just don't know if they announce it so early. Nobody recognized our costumes. Hopefully the internet does. I haven't played the game, but I'm pretty sure these are the characters from It Takes Two, which was a pretty popular game. Like, it was an award winner last year. That's pretty fun cosplay, though. I wonder what this TV was used for. Man, I guess probably in an arcade cabinet, maybe? I don't know if I've ever seen, such extreme burn-in on a screen, though. Now that I look at it, it's actually, 90 degrees sideways. Love my potato. Yeah, I know Series S is weaker and puts developers to work harder, but as a poor young man in a third world country, I'm just glad that I'm being able to play the newest games without having to pay 6 months of my salary for a console. Gamers find a way. I thought the price difference wasn't that crazy between the two, maybe a couple hundred USD, and maybe that translates to something crazy in this person's national currency. But they could also be talking about scalper prices, if that's still going on in their country. I think the Xbox Series S is attainable now in store, but the X is still probably out, so I don't even know how much you'd have to pay to get one these days here. Sony Santa Monica has done it again. God of War Ragnarök getting an extreme amount of good press. Makes me think I should try the series out, but it's where do you start at this point? Was that did that go back to the PS2 or maybe PS3, Xbox 360 era? I thought it was just last year that a different God of War came out. Maybe it's been 2 years, but still, that's pretty quick. They're turning this into an Assassin's Creed or something. Post Malone signed Octane for me. Is there some kind of link between the two? Does he voice that character? I'm not all that familiar with Apex Legends, but Posty's a good guy. He'd probably sign anything you threw up there to him. Okay, down in the comments they say Post Malone plays and streams Apex Legends. Didn't know that. $20 for a skin I already own, and I just need a $40 to $60 a month phone contract to play. Sign me up. Soulless cash grabs with barely any content made for squeezing at any penny they could out of people. Literal art with an actual focus on game design and fun instead of microtransactions. Never played Anthem. I don't know if I know anybody who ever did. Halo Infinite was fun, but so lacking in content. feel like Overwatch 2 is the biggest culprit for this criticism with the phone contract thing. I get what Activision Blizzard are trying to do, and I'm sure that it does cut down on people making a ton of accounts and smurfing or, modding and then just popping up a new account. But not everybody is like 18 plus with a phone plan. Not everybody has like a stable phone plan at that. Some people are need to buy like phone cards all the time, which I don't understand how a lot of people get away with two-factor authentication for that matter. But I'm pretty sure that the top row are all free-to-play games, at least the multiplayer, and if you stop playing them, you're not out anything but your time. It's your choice to pay $20 for a skin in one of these games. I didn't spend a penny on Halo Infinite. $40 to $60 a month for a phone contract in order to play. There's some legitimacy there, but it only really applies to Overwatch 2 for now. We'll see what happens, is this going to be an industry trend going forward with multiplayer free-to-play titles. But also the bottom row there, on the other hand, are all $60 to $70 games. Rightfully, the bar is at a different level on that content. It's the difference in expecting a finished product or a software as a service title that is free to play. And really, their point is to make it worth your time so that you do want to pay something in-game, like for a skin or maps or whatever. I guess if you don't like it, don't play the game, and problem solved, and they'll have to do better next time or fix their mistakes. Call of Duty's Captain John Price then versus now. Let's see, Cracked Out Weirdo, or Cracked Out Weirdo in high def. I still haven't played Modern Warfare 2 campaign, but if things are slow between seasons or something like that, I might get into that. It seems like fun. And I think there's some operators in there that you can only unlock if you play through the campaign or certain levels of it. I've been looking for an Xbox Series X since launch. Just won this at a raffle for $20 worth of tickets, and I switch to the PlayStation side. That's a hell of a win for $20, first of all. Second of all, if it's new in box, I'd almost reach out on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something, see if there's somebody willing to trade who's just not happy with their Xbox Series X. Maybe they can throw in some of the stuff they've already bought for it, since yours is new in box and theirs is used. I just make sure there's some way to test it, or you're meeting at a house or a public place where you can test that. I had to do that one time selling an Xbox One. I actually just took a power inverter for the vehicle, you hook it up to the battery, and then you got two outlets. I had a tiny little TV in the trunk of the car and the Xbox X just to show that it powers up and was fine. Growing up with a Game Boy makes me perpetually impressed by my Switch. Love this thing. I do appreciate the Switch's ability to go from docked to handheld so quickly and easily. Spec-wise, not so much. I think I'd probably spend my money on a Steam Deck. I don't know, though, if they have a docking thing. I've not really looked into them. I just know that they're a little more capable. The battle will be one to remember for years and years to come. The Game Awards 2022, God of War Ragnarök versus Elden Ring. I don't know. Elden Ring's got that staying power. I don't think anybody who loved it before doesn't love it now. God of War Ragnarök has the advantage of being new and fresh on everyone's mind for when these game awards and things come out. We just talked about this on the most recent Gaming News Weekly podcast the other day. God of War Ragnarök is getting those crazy numbers, and that's something we don't really see except for with Elden Ring. I don't know if Ragnarök will hold up to the critical numbers when it comes to what the fans think. Chances are its reputation's probably going to stay pretty strong over the next month. Oh, I tried, but they wouldn't sell it to me because of the mistake. They had God of War Ragnarök out. Oh. Well, good on you for not developing some sticky fingers in that situation. I feel like you could try the self-checkout, though, and the person up there just does not give a damn and would, scan you through anyway. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Want to feel old. What you think Final Fantasy was 20 years ago? Final Fantasy 20 years ago. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that should be true. But that's the difference between the Super Nintendo era, I'm guessing, on the first one, and then the PS2, I'm guessing, on the second one. And Final Fantasy 20 years ago is not showing its age in the picture. If you played it, it would definitely feel like it's from 20 years ago, I'm sure. Best cosplay ever. Yeah, the World of Warcraft... Yeah, oh, there it is in the picture. The World of Warcraft nerd from South Park. But the dude somehow looks a lot like Kevin from The Office at the exact same time. Dang, down to the details here. About to play this game for the first time. Let's see what all the hype is about. I don't know. I tried to get into Witcher 3 like 2, maybe 3 years after it came out, and I couldn't really play it. It just already felt dated. It kind of felt like playing the original GTA 5 that came out on the 360 PS3. It's crazy, like, within a single console generation, how good the graphics started to get. Alright, this said 2023, and I think it's everything coming out, or at least the real big ones. Let's see if there's anything that I'm really excited for. Skull and Bones could be pretty cool. It looks like a not No Man's Sky. Sea of Thieves. That's what Skull and Bones looks like, but maybe a less cartoonish, more serious kind of thing. It could be cool, but I'll just have to see once it comes out. Like a Dragon Gaiden. Now that's the new Yakuza. They like renamed the series or something. The Man Who Erased His Name. I didn't even know about this particular game, but looks kind of cool. A Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. To be honest, I played like an hour of the last one, and I know everybody loves it, and everybody's played it 15 times, but it just had a lot of like child-friendly puzzles from the parts I played, and I really don't know much about the lore since like Nintendo 64 in Zelda, so I wasn't really feeling it. Assassin's Creed Mirage. If you've played Assassin's Creed before, I'm sure you know exactly what you're going to get there. I wouldn't mind playing that if it comes out on Game Pass maybe, or goes on a steep sale somewhere down the line. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. I haven't watched too much about what is actually going to be in that pack, but I really enjoyed Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out, even as buggy as it was. I played it on the PS4 like base model version and had probably what people would say is the worst experience. And aside from crashing, bad graphics here and there, it was still quite a bit of fun. I really wanted to play it, so the problems didn't seem that bad at the time. But I'm kind of at a crossroads because I since switched to gaming on PC, and if I'm going to enjoy Cyberpunk, I want to do it right. I want to do it on PC. I probably have to buy it again unless I can maybe finagle a review copy when Phantom Liberty drops. Dead Island 2, people have been waiting forever for that, right? It's going to feel like you're in the world of GTA 5, but zombies everywhere. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. Seems worth a try, but those asymmetrical games, I don't play with like a pack of 4 or 5 people to make that work the way that it would be the most fun, so I don't know if I'll even play that. Liza P, the weirdest like Victorian horror Pinocchio thing. Such a weird game. I'm going to be keeping an eye out on that when it comes out, see what that's like. It seems like a risk being taken there by the developers, and we'll see if it pays off. Hogwarts Legacy should be interesting. I haven't really been keeping up with the media on it, so I don't know. Hyenas looked interesting, but it's one of those games where I don't know how many people will play it. It sounds really cool in concept, it needs to like really stick you with the addictiveness of the gameplay loop. We'll see what people say. I don't know what Skate Story is. That looks interesting from the thumbnail at least. Have to look into that. Slitterhead, I think that was like the Japanese horror movie where it looked like an anime, like Parasite. Almost skipped over this game everywhere. Now I remember that looking real interesting because from like according to the developers, the game is everything, and they have like these crazy races through different worlds. Almost looks like a GTA 5 race or the newer Hot Wheels games race. But then it's also like a social hangout, and if I remember correctly, maybe you could like make and sell things to other players within the game. I don't remember, but that's going to be one worth looking into if it's anything like they promise. Starfield, I'm not going to get my hopes up before that game comes out and we see what it actually looks like. I'm sure it's going to be just as buggy as any Bethesda game, but whether or not it's worth playing past those bugs or not, we'll see. Ark 2. I wanted to try out Ark 1, I guess, for the longest time. Just never got around to it. I actually do have it because I think it came out for free on maybe Xbox first and then also on Epic. I don't know all that much about Ark or Ark 2, but I like that style of game, so I'll keep an eye on that too. Just seems like a real commitment of time to play a game like that. I wondered when we'd get to this point, and it's now. N64 controller stuffed with baked beans. There's that. So that's going to do it for this review of r/gaming's Top of the Week. If you want to see more, there's an entire playlist of all these r/gaming reviews on Fruit Lab. Also, check out the Road to Atomic. As you can see here, I finally got Atomic Camo in Call of Duty. Took me 9 days, 22 hours of in-match time. And that was just in time to never get to actually use it and move on to Modern Warfare 2. So, help somehow make that worth my time is what I'm asking. Also, you can come check us out at Gaming News Weekly, the weekly show, new episodes every Monday. E-Rock the Red and myself, we're at it over a year now. He's been at it for 2 years. We're bringing you all of the past week's top gaming news and new releases coming out when you need it. If you don't want to watch the video form on Fruit Lab or YouTube, you can go to any of the major podcast platforms and you can find the audio-only version of it as well. So thank you, as always, for your support. Hopefully you've learned something here today. If you know how to get beans out of a Nintendo 64 controller, let me know in the comments below. Thanks.